So, when I was asked to do this, I came with fear and trepidation because the two people that came before me, Lisa and Chris, Chris started it with her song, and Lisa had a song, and I've got a song, but not right this moment. So, this is a rhetorical question, but what do you see in the mirror? You don't have to answer. You just think. Pam's fixing her hair. I'm going to go back up here. I'm not forgetting anybody. I'm going to have a little bit of help with this song by the composer, Laura Daigle. The song is You Say. May the words and the meditations of my heart, dear God, be acceptable in your sight, my rock and my salvation. She's one of my favorite artists because she sings from the heart and she sings from what she's gone through in her life. So today, Pastor Kurt will be speaking about comparison based on the words from King Solomon in Ecclesiastes. And he was considered to be the wisest man in the world. And Gina had talked about the difference between knowledge and wisdom. And we kind of had a lot of different examples of both, but basically knowledge was more head knowledge, where wisdom was acquired by time and refinement. For example, you might have a lot of money, you might be a financial advisor and giving people advice how to have their money placed and then not do that for yourself, and making unwise monetary decisions could leave you with big losses. So, thinking about wisdom and having Kurt ask me to do this, I thought, gosh, there's so many different things. But inevitably, when Kurt is gone, things happen in my life. Whether it be people, well, there's a lot of examples, and we don't have to go there. They're positive, and there are some that were very growthful. So, for me, I received a text from one of my colleagues that I hadn't talked to for many years, and we had always had a very, very good relationship. And suddenly, before I left where I was, she became very cold towards me, and she wouldn't talk to me. She would be very curt and not respond. And I asked her if everything was okay, and she said, everything's fine. Well, obviously it wasn't. So this past week, I received a text message from her that basically said, I want to tell you that I am so sorry, and I ask for your forgiveness for the way I treated you. And the way I treated you was unkind and unchristian. She said, I have to tell you I was jealous of you because you started what I felt a relationship with the other person that we worked with in terms of liking her better than you liked me. And I thought I was your special person. Suffice to say, I was really taken aback, and I had no idea, but I started to cry, not for myself, but in happiness, because one of the things that King Solomon talked about was envy and jealousy. And so I thought, what a perfect introduction to today's sermon, to talk about how she really took a deep dive. It took a lot of courage for her to send me that text many years later, and for her to have taken that personal examination within herself to see why she was feeling the way she did. And that's what we have choices. We have choices to become wise by the mistakes we make. And so that, for me, sealed it for what I was going to speak about today. God's providence, God's forgiveness. We all struggle. I've struggled with jealousy before. I've struggled with envy. I've struggled with what the Joneses had and what we didn't have. And then I realized, be happy with what you have. And the most important thing is relationships. And I'm thankful for the relationships that I have with you all. Amen.